So this is our 29th year of offering art classes to adult students here at Metchosin International Summer School of the Arts. We're located on the beautiful Pearson College campus and have taken over the whole campus for the last 2 weeks. We offer courses in ceramics and painting, jewelry, writing, photography, a whole range of classes, and we'll take a bit of a tour as we go around. You'll be able to see some of that. Our auction here is donations from our instructors over the last 2 weeks, and we'll have a closing party on Friday the 12th of July, which will have the band Cumbia, and the bids will close during that party. And some lucky winners will take home a beautiful original piece of art. This is the floating building. During the school year, this is a Marine Sciences Center, and it's where our diving and sailing and kayaking happen. But for MISA, we have classrooms, and we'll go down and see a textile collage class that's going on in this floating building. So this is a textile collage class being taught by Shannon Wardroper from Salt Spring Island, and they are working on textile dyeing and assembling patterns.
The complex colors, rather than just straight out of the bottle. These complicated dye mixes are This tends to happen though. The really beautiful, deep, intense combinations more like on there 5, 6, 7. Like I'd keep it fairly pure for these first couple of layers, but you can see. Look at these beautiful, complex, subtle. Like natural dyes. Anyone who's familiar with natural dyes?
So this is at Pedder Bay here, and then the Straits of Juan de Fuca and the Olympic Mountains in the very far distance. And it's just a beautiful, peaceful site for the students to come and share creative ideas and to learn from their instructors and from one another. And we're very fortunate to have very high caliber instructors join us each year from the local area, from the Pacific Northwest, as well as further afield in the United States. This year we have instructors from Tennessee, California, Ontario, and Alberta, so we have quite a cross-section of instructors. So this class is being taught by Kathy Gill from Seattle, and it's a watercolor class called Exploring Color in Landscape.
But you are welcome to come in and photograph them. So we're moving from light value objects, which was my head, to me being a green tree outside with sun and shade. And you have got to pick the values, the thickness, the pigment choice, the colors, but not too opaques, and then make a trail.
Yeah.
And then make a rectangle or something that looks like, make me be a tree. But I want to see warm and cool, but not a value change. Just like you did in the light values. It's harder in the middle values.
So ultramarine was no good because it's a red shade, so you're going to
Exactly right. Well, not because it's a red shade, because you started with
Photography class. Peter West Carey from Whidbey Island is teaching a travel photography class. The class has just come in from being out in the field, and it looks like they're looking at the results of the morning's work.
Are you starting?
Yeah.
You have Lightroom up?
Yes, I'm just downloading.
Karen?
I'm downloading, yes.
Okay.
Or shall I wait?
No, go ahead. Keep downloading. And you're downloading 5 or 4?
I'm sorry?
Are you downloading Lightroom 5 or Lightroom 4?
No, 4's already on the machine.
You're downloading your
my
files.
pictures. Downloading photos. Yeah.
Okay.
Photos.
So we're passing by the Expressive figure drawing class. It's being taught by Barbara Fugate and from Seattle. and the class is busy now drawing with charcoal with a live model. In this classroom, we have a metalwork workshop going for the 5 days, and it's called Chasing and Repousser. It's being taught by Megan Corwin, also from Seattle. Also in this building is a hand building exploration class taught by Lana Wilson. It's been a 10-day class, and they're working in clay. Lana comes periodically here to teach, very popular, and she's from California. So they're working in, as I mentioned, chasing and repousser. So it's using tools like pitch pole. These are pitch poles which hold the work in place, and allows them to work the metal.
There's a big one there.
I just find using them.
Phyllis has some
Another instructor. And these folks have been working the week previous on their projects, and now are in the second week of work on their hand building.
But what's interesting is the backs of some of them. I mean, look, that could be the front.
Oh yes, yeah.
They're just, the backs are just great. I mean, I love the back.
Oh yes, it's very nice. And these were all made. These just came out of the kiln this
They
morning.
just came out this morning.
Yes.
And these were extra little things, so they're just stuck on the side.
Oh yes. So this is the product of last week.
Yep, so now they're making more. Christy, did you get any of your little things out? None of them are done yet? No. Okay, so just walk, you'll know what you want to see. You want to get the end of it close. Just throw this one. Yeah.
It isn't extensive, other than I've been here for 29 years.
So that's since the beginning.
And normally I'm more actively involved, but this week I'm free, and so I'm just doing what I've always imagined it would be perfect to do, is have a holiday right here. And that's what I'm sitting here doing. I'm doing nothing. And other students who are working away, I can't believe when they ask, what are you doing this week? And I'm just enjoying.
But Lauren came first 29 years ago as a student in Jack Wise's Brushworks classes, and that I think you were a student for 5 years, was it?
Well, for the first 5 years,
First
I was
five.
with Fleming Jorgensen.
Oh, sorry.
And then Fleming Jorgensen said, I think you should try somebody else. So I was introduced to this man, Jack Wise, and that was 4 years with Jack before he became very unwell. But those were 4 wonderful years that have helped change my life, and I've really appreciated it. So it's almost, I guess it's going on 20 some odd years that I've been asked to carry on Jack's course out here.
Okay.
And we start off quite innocently enough by finding first, before the course starts, cedar, western red cedar on the beach, and it is this that allows one to make the most extraordinary brushes. And it happens because, first of all, you've had the awareness to actually to see it with great excitement on the beach and pick up something that normally you would have just stepped on or stepped over or wouldn't even have recognized. But a piece of driftwood with cedar is a treasure. And then all of a sudden you've got this nice piece of cedar and a day like today, and all of a sudden a stone finds you. So you pick up this stone, something that fits in the hand, something like a baseball size, and then you, if you're lucky, you find a nice quiet space. Maybe it's in your garden, maybe it's in a place such as this, totally idyllic. Maybe it's out in the woods, and then you, just in your own daydream thoughts, all the while are just massaging this piece of cedar, and pretty soon the rosin gives way, and all the strands become visible, and maybe it's 10 minutes it takes to do. Maybe if you're lucky, like I am right now, maybe you could sit here for a couple of hours, all the time, just softening up the brush. And before long, you bonded with making your own brush, because it's something that has to have effort and energy to create anyway. And
Yes,
then,
so Lauren's classes start, his brush exploration classes at MISA always start with that process of making a brush before the students begin their actual expression on their paper with ink.
yeah, so it makes sense just to, if you're out painting in nature, why would you use a plastic handled brush to paint a tree when all the time the tree can give you some very magical moments. So that's what we're out here for a week. It started off with 2 weeks, and then it's become 1 week. And the other thing about the course is that there's no right or wrong, and there's no rules, but there's one only rule, and that is out of respect for each other in the class, and out of respect for the studio, there's no talking. So you have, in a 1 week course, for example, you have people who are surgeons and lawyers and doctors and homemakers and men and women of different stripes who have mastered the spoken word as a way to actually get ahead in life. But when they come here, it's a week of just personal tranquility. So faced with a blank piece of paper and a bit of Chinese ink and your new brush, your new friend, in the quiet, it's the norm rather than something unusual. When people just break down in tears of personal happiness, and also the fact that they're faced with, there's no instruction in that regard. So it's self-realization, and for a lot of people, a lot of men and women, that's where the power of the brush comes in, because the end product is not trying to make something. It's just holding this brush, and after sitting here, getting really totally grounded, then you just, together with your new friend, the brush, just let it make a mark, and then you stand back, and you can't believe that you're part of that team that made that mark. And so in the weekend class, we had a variety of people. We had one man who's been the doctor for all of this area around here, and who claimed to have never ever held a paintbrush. And sitting next to him was a lady who's giving a course now, and who has been painting professionally for the last 30 years. So those two, without even talking, without being aware of that, there was interaction between one person kind of just quietly looking over to see how she was doing it, and she asking in conversation, getting a very professional, intelligent person to answer whatever she might have asked. So that's the thing, and that's the joy that Jack Wise has given all of us, and that is why I continue for sharing that with other people.
Thank you, Lauren. Let's go into the ceramics building, and we're very fortunate here that at Pearson College we have a designated ceramics facility. So we're able to offer very full-on ceramics courses for our 2 weeks. So we have many wheels, we have kilns, and just a great waterfront studio here for the students. And we have 2 classes in ceramics going on right now. We have Vince Patelka, who is from Tennessee, and he is on this upper floor, and he's doing building with colored clays. And you'll see how the students work with the clays to create patterns. They actually use stains, powdered stains, to color the basic gray clays that they buy. We have the throwing studio downstairs, which we'll visit. Vincent Massey from Whistler is teaching a throwing an altered form class. It's a 7-day class, so the class is a little further along, and they're in their fourth day now. And so they're working on altering, once they've thrown that perfect cylinder, that perfect bowl, then they alter it often beyond recognition from the original perfectly symmetrical form. We also have a non-ceramic class going on upstairs. Alain Costas from Victoria is teaching a plein air printmaking class, and so they have a studio set up in here as well.
Okay, so keep it flat on the surface here. Yeah. Looks like you're ready to go.
Sorry.
We're gonna see if they can do it.
Yeah.
Because it might be
A little
slightly overweight. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Rubbing it and see the image start. Some places where I need to run and do
Give it air, dry it in. Good, that's good.
Can you see this line here?
It's there, I can see it.
So it really, yeah, that's how it is. Okay. What do you think? Like,
I think you're good, I think I'm just going to do that.
okay.
See, what tends to happen, I think, is there's a little lip on the end.
Yeah. I mean, catches
It
them.
catches, so you want to make sure you can.
So how about, there's something here, around here, is that, you put it underneath? Oh, okay.
It's on the other side, then you can put digital now.
So that ship is gonna be quite dark. It's done an awful lot on there, haven't I? It's
It's a Telcos class now, and it's form and surface with colored clays, and they're doing some pretty exciting blending of colors.
But where are all the pieces? Are they?
We haven't assembled things yet, but those are all of his pieces there.
These are samples.
Yeah, those are his samples.
Of what he's done.
He's put together, yeah. Yeah.
So these were demonstrations by Vince. So starting with just the neutral clay and then working it into these various patterns that then can be used for finished pieces.
Yeah, you slice off the knees.
It'd be interesting to see how they do it here. Studios here are open really 24/7, so especially in the ceramics area here, it's very lively in the evenings and often late into the night. People working, they get going on their projects and have only 5 days or 7 days, and especially as the last few days come along, they're quite keen to complete things. So it's often fun for the rest of the students to come down here in the evenings and see all the activity. Before Mrs. starts, we have a wonderful group of volunteers who help us get everything set up, because again, in many cases we're working in non-art studio facilities. We're working in classrooms that are normally a history classroom or a math classroom, or in the case of the metal classroom that we visited, it's a chemistry lab. So we must bring in our equipment, which is stored away each year, the wheels and all the specific specialized equipment that we need. And then the staff of Pearson College help us, and we have to cover the floors to protect them, and just really do a kind of an instant conversion of this into an art school for 2 weeks. So we're entering Vincent Massey's class, a throwing class, throwing in the altered form.
So they're working on wheels, and then there's some work that they will alter texture and shape.
Oh, she's doing that jiggle one. Nice. See what we got. Always take it off. Nice pattern. Nice.
Except I've got this on the bottom. So, okay, that's cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Must have taken you forever.
Each one.
The slumper. Slumper?
They're all in the same.
You can look at other people's and yank them off. You don't want to.
Vin, this is your class's work from
Weekend, yeah.
from the weekend.
Yeah.
So the kiln is just cooling now. It was fired over the last couple of days, and this is the work from the throwing and altered form class. And as it cools, they'll be able to start to bring out the pieces that they fired.
So it's a sodium vapor glaze, and we put sodium, either salt or spray a sodium liquid into the kiln, and it reacts with the silica and the clay and glazes the pot. And if you have a colorant in there, like an oxide, so we have cobalt in here, has made it go blue, and there's no glaze on this pot. This is just soda vapor. So it brings out the color, and then it glazes it just with a vapor.
So the results are controlled, but
they're controlled but slightly unpredictable, and you'll get more soda on one side than the other. So this got a lot of it on this side and not so much on the back. And then this has no real colorant in it, but it has decoration. These are called Sippy Cups, so you can drink from the bottom of the cup.
Actually, they have those in Europe in the spa towns.
All right.
You know, and you go and you dip the mineral water, and they give you those cups, and people walk around all the European spa towns and sip the mineral waters after they've soaked.
You can hear the pots in here cooling, huh?
Yes.
Dan likes to open the door earlier than I do, and you'll hear it.
Yeah.
I was here 23 years ago. My husband was working in Pearson, and I had the opportunity to see the Misa, this kind of experience, and for me it was amazing to see how one camp for adults was here, and the opportunity to be so many different kinds of people doing art in different ways, and how can we be inspired by them? If you like, for example, people likes to take pictures, but they think they are too old to take courses or classes or something, and they come here and see other kind of people in the same situation. And the amazing thing was how photography can be connected with ceramics, can be connected with textile fabric. I have, because my souvenir was amazing. See all these adults doing art and inspiring each other. It's very beautiful, and now I'm very happy to be here and to see feel the same experience 20 years ago. And it's very amazing. Felicitaciones.
Thank you. Students who attend MISA have an opportunity to stay on campus during their course, or they can commute from Victoria on a daily basis. If they choose to commute, their tuition includes both their morning and afternoon cookie breaks, and we were just talking to the chef, and he's preparing baked brie for the afternoon break, but they also get lunch as well included in their tuition. Many artists, though, from Victoria choose to come here as a bit of a retreat, so they will book the accommodation as well as their course and stay here so they can be part of the community through the evening and work in the studios at night and so on. And this is one of our residences. We have five residences for students to stay in. They can book either a double or a quad room to stay while they're taking their classes. So we're about to enter the classroom that is doing abstract painting in cold wax and oil. It's being taught by Janice Mason-Steeves, who is here from Rockwood, Ontario, near Guelph, Ontario. And the students are at work here. This normally is the lobby of the theater of Pearson College, but it makes a very nice studio. It's almost like a treehouse.
Jumbo shake. Wendy, jumbo shake. Jumbo shake. The phthalo. Phthalo blue? It's actually turquoise. Phthalo turquoise? It looks like a phthalo. It does, yeah. Yeah, copper. Phthalo cyanide. Ah, of course. Phthalo turquoise. Isn't that a delicious color? So make big shapes there again. Try to work with the big shapes like you were working with before. You can make big shapes with your scraper. Yeah.
How did you make your green?
That green was handsome, light, and maybe turquoise, or one of the phthalo blues. You can make a nice green with the phthalo. With the Hansa yellow light and the phthalo blue green shade. That'll make a nice turquoise. Quite like this, but, or a nice green, I mean, like one of these nice greens here. I know.
I know, I better get working on it.
We're just about to go into the workshop that was working on mixed media and collage, and it's being taught by Tony Bounsell. Tony's an art teacher from Victoria. He's also involved with the MISA board as our president, and we'll see what the students are creating. This year for MISA 2013, we've been very happy to have quite a number of young artists bursaries to give to deserving art students, and we have two of the ones that are here this week, Nick Graves and Lauren Impet, and I believe you're both students at Vancouver Island School of Art.
Yep, that's correct.
And they're both here taking 5-day workshops at MISA, and we're very happy to have this funding. Some of it comes from the Victoria Foundation, and we are really excited to have young artists here. We also have bursaries for established artists as well. So this year we awarded 3 established artist bursaries and 8 bursaries for emerging young artists. So perhaps, Nick, you could just tell us what you're studying this week?
Sure. I'm taking an expressive figure drawing class with Barbara Fugetti. So, yeah, it's just breaking me out of my shell, basically. We're standing in like really intense stances and just like ripping into the board and like getting mucky. There's probably charcoal all over my face from the intense week we've been having. But yeah, it's a great class and a great opportunity to get to come up here and actually study, yeah, with the bursary. It's amazing.
Great. And Lauren, you're doing the Plein Air Printmaking with Lana.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's really good weather, and this campus is beautiful. So we just get to sit wherever we want and do our little sketches and make prints. It's really pretty here. I'm really glad that it's sunny the whole week.
Yeah, that helps. Yeah. For outdoor.
Totally. And I just like can't get over how big this campus is, and it's just so beautiful. In the middle of nowhere, it feels like.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an inspiring location.
Totally.
Well, we're happy to have you with us. So
Thanks for having us. I'm so excited.
Great.
Yeah, totally.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
One of the things we offer here during the week and on Saturdays actually are faculty lectures, and our visiting lecturers or faculty will give lectures in the evening. They're open to the public. They talk about their creative process, show their work. They're short lectures, usually 10-15 minutes each, and usually about 5 instructors per evening. And it's a great chance for the students and the faculty to share ideas, to see each other's work studios, and some of the things that give them creative juice and get them going. So all the disciplines are represented in the evening. Often there are five different medium represented, and so it can be a very interesting evening. Our students are of all ages. We have students coming to us from across North America and Canada, and we encourage both established artists, but most of the courses are for all levels, and the instructors are able to adapt and help students who are just beginning in a particular medium as well. For MISA 2013, we offered, I think, 40 courses. Some are 2-day courses, others are 5-day, and we have a few of slightly longer duration. And they range really from, as we've seen in the visits, ceramics to jewelry to writing, photography. So we cover quite a few of the arts, and ceramics is a predominant course that we offer, just simply because we have such good facilities and we can bring really top instructors to attend MISA. So MISA is not-for-profit. It has a 29-year history, as I mentioned, and we rely predominantly on volunteers. We have amazing board of directors who volunteer to keep MISA going through the non-program periods of the year and doing all the planning and selecting of instructors for the next year. But we also have techs who come to us from across British Columbia and actually even in Washington State, and come here to help us with the classes. They get to take classes and live here, but they are also helping the instructors with various needs that they have. So really the volunteer component is very important. It keeps our tuition low and affordable, and it makes MISA work. So each year, in the fall, we start planning for the next summer. By January 15th, our courses are on our website, missa.ca, and we require a deposit to hold a space in a course. We have a thing called Friends of Missa. It's a $20 membership, and for one of the benefits of being a friend is to friends have a 2-week window from middle of January to end of January in which to register. After the end of January, the registration is open to the general public. And sometimes that the difference of having that opportunity to register early means the difference between getting into a class or not, because some of the popular classes will be filled up very quickly. So as I say, missa.ca has all our information, and we hope to see you here in 2014.